Did you know that a crayon can burn for up to 30 minutes? In a pinch, it could provide the light and warmth you need to survive. Now that's not something they teach you in school, is it? But it's just one example of how everyday items and knowledge can literally save your life. Let's delve a bit deeper into the crayon fact. You're probably wondering how this works, right? Well, it's surprisingly simple. The paper that wraps around the crayon acts as a wick, much like the one you'd find in a candle. Meanwhile, the wax that makes up the main body of the crayon serves as fuel. When the paper is lit, the heat melts the wax, which is then drawn up into the flame, keeping it burning. So, if you find yourself in a blackout with no candles or flashlights handy, just reach for that box of crayons. But this isn't just about surviving a power outage. Imagine a scenario where you're lost in the wilderness, night is falling, and you need to create a source of light to signal for help. Or perhaps you need a heat source to keep warm or cook food. That's when this quirky fact could literally be a lifesaver. Life is unpredictable, and it's full of surprises. Sometimes these surprises can be dangerous, even life-threatening. But with a little knowledge and a bit of resourcefulness, we can navigate these unexpected situations and come out the other side unscathed. The world is filled with unexpected lifesavers, just like the humble crayon. Items we use every day without a second thought that could one day make the difference between life and death. It's all about knowing how to use what's at your disposal and thinking outside the box when it matters most. So, the next time you look at a crayon, you'll see it in a whole new light. It's not just a tool for coloring, but a potential beacon of survival. That's just one surprising fact. Ready for more? A tiny pill could be the difference between life and death during a heart attack. A statement that might seem dramatic, but its truth is undeniable. That tiny pill is aspirin, a common drug found in most households. But how does it wield such power? When a heart attack strikes, it's usually because a clot has blocked the flow of blood to the heart. Aspirin, with its anti-platelet properties, can intervene by preventing further clotting. It's like a mini superhero, rushing to the rescue, and potentially preventing further damage to the heart. To maximize its effectiveness, it's recommended to chew the aspirin, rather than swallow it whole. This way, it enters your bloodstream faster. Of course, it's crucial to call emergency services at the first sign of a heart attack, but while help is on the way, chewing an aspirin could buy precious time. Next time you feel chest pain, remember the power of aspirin. Earthquakes are devastating, but knowing about the triangle of life could increase your survival chances. This theory, although somewhat controversial, suggests that during an earthquake it's safer to lie next to objects rather than under them to avoid being crushed. Let's break it down. When a building collapses, large objects like furniture compress slightly but hold firm, creating a small triangular space beside them. This space, referred to as the triangle of life, could be your safe haven amidst the chaos. Imagine a bookshelf toppling over. If you were beneath it, the impact could be fatal. But if you were lying next to it, you'd be in the triangle of life, safe from direct impact. Now remember, every earthquake and every building is different, and the triangle of life may not always be the best option. But knowing about it could be a real game changer. So during an earthquake, keep the triangle of life in mind. Survival experts swear by the rule of 3. This guideline is a golden rule in the world of survival, a mnemonic to keep you focused in the face of danger. Let's break it down. The first part of this rule emphasizes that a human can survive approximately 3 minutes without air. Whether you're underwater, in a smoke-filled room, or in a space with low oxygen, your brain needs a steady supply of oxygen to function. Deprived of this vital element, you risk entering into a state of unconsciousness or, in the worst-case scenario, experiencing fatal consequences. Next, we have the 3-hour mark. In extreme conditions such as a blizzard, a desert, or any harsh environment, this is the estimated time a person can survive without proper shelter. Exposure to such severe conditions can lead to hypothermia or hyperthermia, both of which can be life-threatening. Then comes the 3-day rule. This is the approximate duration an individual can survive without water. Dehydration can set in quickly, especially in hot climates or during physical exertion. The human body is made up of about 60% water, and this essential liquid helps regulate our body temperature, aids digestion, and supports countless other bodily functions. Without it, our bodies can quickly start to shut down. Lastly, the rule of 3 states that a person can survive up to 3 weeks without food. While this is not a comfortable experience and the body will indeed start to use its fat and protein stores for energy, it is generally less urgent than the need for air, shelter, and water. The rule of three is not a definitive science but rather a guideline to help prioritize your actions in a survival situation. It underscores the importance of focusing on the most immediate threats to life in any dangerous scenario. Remember the rule of three in survival situations. It could make the difference between life and death. Silent cars can be deadly, especially for children and the visually impaired. Now, this might seem like a strange statement. After all, aren't quieter cars better for reducing noise pollution? Well, yes, but there's a hidden danger we need to address. Electric cars with their near-silent engines can pose a serious threat to pedestrians who rely heavily on auditory cues. Imagine walking across the street, your ears tuned to the familiar hum of combustion engines. Suddenly a car you didn't hear approaches, leading to a dangerous situation. This is especially concerning for children who often play near streets, or the visually impaired who depend on sound for navigation. The rise of silent electric cars emphasizes the importance of always checking your surroundings before crossing the street or stepping off the pavement. It's a simple habit, but one that could save your life. Let's remember that as technology advances, our awareness needs to advance with it. Always be aware of your surroundings when near roads. Seatbelts save over 15,000 lives each year in the United States alone. It's a staggering number, isn't it? But it's not just a statistic. It's a testament to the life-saving power of that simple strap across your chest and waist. You see, when a car crashes, everything inside it continues moving at the vehicle's last speed. That's the law of inertia. So without a seatbelt, you could be flung against the windshield, the dashboard, or even out of the car. But the seatbelt, that humble hero, holds you firmly in place. It spreads the force of the impact over the stronger parts of your body, reducing injury. In a rollover crash, the seatbelt keeps you inside the vehicle, where you're much safer. And let's not forget, it's not just about you. An unbuckled passenger can become a projectile, endangering others in the car. So remember the simple, life-saving rule: buckle up, every time. The knowledge you've gained today could save your life, or the life of someone you love. We've journeyed together through a world of unexpected lifesavers, uncovering truths that could mean the difference between life and death. Let's take a moment to recap what we've learned. First, we discovered the power of aspirin, a common household medication that, when taken at the onset of a heart attack, could significantly improve survival rates. We also delved into the triangle of life, an essential survival strategy during earthquakes that emphasizes the importance of finding safe spaces next to sturdy objects. Then, we explored the life-saving rule of three, a survival principle that reminds us of our limitations and priorities in extreme situations. We also highlighted the hidden danger of silent cars, and the importance of being aware of our surroundings, even when we can't hear the approach of these quiet vehicles. Finally, we discussed the importance of seatbelts, a simple yet vital tool that significantly reduces the chance of severe injuries during car accidents. These are not mere facts or trivia. They are potential lifesavers, tools that can arm us against the unexpected. But this knowledge doesn't just belong to us, it belongs to everyone. It's essential that we share these life-saving facts with others. Discuss them with your friends, send them to your family, teach them to your children. In doing so, you could be equipping someone with the knowledge they need to survive a critical situation. Imagine a world where everyone is aware of these facts, where everyone has the knowledge to protect themselves and others. It's a world within our reach, but only if we take the initiative to share what we've learned. If you found this video informative and potentially life-saving, share it with your friends, family, and loved ones. Remember, knowledge is power and it could save a life.